All right, truth seekers. All right, I'm just going to get right into tonight's show. It's Monday. We're live and had a great weekend. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But let me just start out by asking you a serious question, and that is, you feel it, right? You do feel it under your skin, don't you? Where we're about to go with this conversation. We're talking about that cold steel, what I call quiet thing that's coiled at the base of your spine. Some people may call it the kundalini, but anyway, you're being taught to call it instinct, survival, the lizard brain, a relic from the past that you supposedly have outgrown. Now, you're also told it's just a whisper from the swamp of evolution, a meaningless echo of scales and silt. But what if it isn't an echo? What if it's a signal? What if it's that cold, ancient, patient part of you that isn't memory of what you were, but a reminder of what you are? And so we're going to get into, again, that serpent biting his own tail, the Umbros. It's a symbol of eternity, a closed loop where the end is the beginning. We're told it represents the great cycle of the cosmos. But what if it represents a history that has been devoured but not digested, a truth that's swallowed whole, still living inside the belly of the beast that we call civilization? Now, what if the hiss that you hear and your static of your own thoughts is not your animal past, but your alien blueprint? And so tonight, you're not here to learn a new story. You are here to remember an old one, a story that has been sleeping in your blood, waiting for the signal to awaken. I must warn you, be careful, because once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. And once you hear the hiss, you will not ignore it, because you're going to hear it everywhere. I just want you to know. And so we're going to go deep into this tonight. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here for the first time, I'm Roderick Martin, here with Truth versus Authority. And here we talk about the shapeshifters, reptilian, and all the things in our world that we're going to be doing some great stuff about. But anyway, there is hidden forces, there is hidden things. But what if I told you that it goes a little deeper than that? And tonight, stick around, because I'm gonna hit you hard tonight. I'm gonna really hit you hard, but not without some conversation, not without you going to go look up a few things to prove what I'm saying to you. But we're gonna do that because there is no symbol more ancient, more universal, and more contradictory than the serpent. It appears in myth, religions, dreams of every culture on earth. The psychologist Carl Jung identifies such universal images as what we would consider archetypes, primordial patterns born from a collective unconscious of humanity. These are not mere pictures, ladies and gentlemen. They are living psychic forces that personify the deepest instinct and truths of our species. And should I repeat that again? Our species. We're talking about our species. And so we're going to get into that. And there is no archetype more polarized than the serpent itself. So in a moment, I just want you to know, we're going to go deeper, but let's go back. I'm going to take you back for a moment. In one moment, or back in the past or whatever, it was the rod of Symbolizer, right? And you already know how I roll. I got my grammar box right up here to the left. If you hear me make any mistakes, mispronounce, if your consciousness knew what I said and understand and interpret it, congratulations, your conscious working. It really does. Now, but if it has to get you to go type in a chat or go, oh God, whatever, then your ego is malfunctioning, the shadow of it. And we're going to talk about that tonight. Over here is my unlimited spelling box, unlimited letters. I give you riches of the letters untold in the world of the cosmos. You can use as many as you want to correct any misspelling words that you see screen there, description, whatever. And you can do that there. So but let me get back on track. That was just me doing my detour. See, the symbol of the healing and wisdom, you got to remember that, right? That a syphilis or however you want to pronounce it, you can do that. But you know what I'm talking about, that medical symbol. Or, you know, you can call it something else. The caduceus or whatever, but the creature whose shedding of the skin represent life, death, and rebirth. And the next, it is the temper in the Garden of Eden, bringer of chaos, the adversity of the light, right? Symbol of the most primal fears. And for millennia, this paradox has been understood as a metaphor a psychological drama playing out in theaters of human souls. But there's another theory that exists, a theory so profound and so unsettling. If it's true, it will rewrite not just our history, but our very identity as a species. And this theory posits that the serpent is not just a metaphor, people, it is a memory. And this story of alleged alien invasions that took place before recorded history, an ancient invasion by the race of ancient serpent-like beings who, according to researchers, genetically engineered humanity, creating our religion, our systems of control, and whose hybrid bloodlines rule our planet today, right to this day. I know I'm going somewhere right now. I know this is the day after church and you just went to church yesterday and you're like, I'm coming at you, but this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about the proponents of this theory that argue that the evidence is not hidden, but it has been placed in plain sight for thousands of years, misinterpreted as myth and legend. And the case, I just want you to know that they present is built upon a vast collection of interconnected anomalies and patterns. And then they point to an ancient artwork, right, from civilizations across the globe, which depict strange snake-like beings, often with wings, featured, right? Remember, feature believed to be literal representation of these alien creatures is everywhere. I want you to know they cite the countless mythologies from the Sumerians. Remember the Sumerians to the Mayans, that they describe figures representing serpent-like forms of extraterrestrial origins. In the Mayan language, Khan means serpent. It is as the Kukulkan, right? Kukulkan, if you remember that, the bird serpent. In ancient Sumerian, it is An or An, and it is the Scottish language Khan, the root word of Cani or Kani, right? The Roman god of fire, Vulcan, is said to be derived from his name from Babylonian Khan, right? From the serpent, and Vol from fire. An etymology link spanning thousands of miles, hinting at a serpent that came with fire or light, much like the lights that we see, in modern day UFO sightings, right? Now, we can say this thread appears to weave itself into the heart of Western religion. Now, according to this research, the word Vatican comes from a combination of vatus, and from which means prophet, and con from the serpent, making the Vatican a place of serpent prophecy. Now, if you think I'm lying, go Google it right now, and you're going to see Serpent Hall. People, the stuff is in our face. And then yet I get people want to mock the fact that we don't have reptilian shapeshifters walking this planet. Well, you hang on tonight, because I got some I'm going to show you. I got a few things we're going to talk about more. But you just hang around, and then you give this video to some people too. See, because if you want to go back to religion, we're talking about the early Christian Gnostics, known as the Ophites, right? O-P-H-I-T-S. Okay, I'll make sure I can spell it for you. Which translates to serpent worshipers. This is what it was. This is Christian stuff. Taught that the ruler of this world, you got to remember, they are taught that the ruler, where's my other book? Oh, Lord. We're going to get deep. Where is it? I don't know. I put it somewhere. Oh, here it is. And they're taught that the ruler of this world, and y'all see this, right? This is one of the great books there, was a draconic form. Okay, we're talking dragon serpent form, and what the serpent of paradise was the author of all human knowledge. I really didn't understand this, and when Jordan Maxwell kept saying it got us looking in the wrong direction. He said we have to remember or look deeper. And then there was a time when I started down this journey. I didn't take y'all down the journey because I didn't want to go down the religious path. Of course, my encounter with the greatness of David Icke is like you can't have a truth. You can't be a truth seeker and have a no-go area. So I claim that to anybody who out there has a truth or say they know the truth, but they're not willing to dig deeper in the darkest corners to seek it. I didn't say walk in it, but you have to seek it. See, this theory continues by re-examining sacred texts as historical records of alien contact. We can talk about the Epic of Gilgamesh, right? The Indian ring of Veda, which is the flying machines, and the Bible itself are reinterpreted, right? We know that. It's been revised hundreds of times. The Great Flood, a story found in nearly every culture, every ancient culture. It is not seen as a divine punishment, people, but as a deliberate planetary reset by these alien visitors. Oh, don't let me go there now. The story of Noah's Ark and the events described by Enoch, right? Who said that walk with God before being taken into the heavens, or presented as folk memories of technological and not metaphysical, but intervention, right? They talk about it. And then there's further evidence is drawn from anomalous knowledge of ancient civilizations. Again, we're talking about Sumerians, we're talking about the Egyptians, we're talking about the Mayans. They all posed advanced knowledge of astronomy and mathematics that seem inconsistent with their level of technology. Monuments like the Great Pyramids and Stonehenge, with their unexplained origins and precise celestial alignments, are offered as potential artifacts of this intervention. It's right in our faces. And we still want to walk around like, oh man, there ain't nothing to see here, folks. Come on now. You can't leave me out here by myself. You cannot leave me by myself where I'm going with this, because the most prerogative claim centers on a single archaeological site. And this is way back in Africa. What was to believe to be the oldest place of worship on the planet, right? Go look it up. And it was discovered. They discovered a cave, and it was shaped like a colossal python, and its floors were littered with thousands of stone fragments fashioned into scales. This is in Africa. This is where people say the beginning was, where is, or however, you can go look it up. But if it's there in Africa, come on now. This proponent claims that it is the point of origin. This is where humanity first encountered the serpent gods. And don't let me go deeper. Y'all don't want me to go deeper, do you? You don't want me to go, because then somebody's going to be saying, Roderick, you're blah, blah, blah. It's one day after Sunday, Roderick. You can't do this. Because once again, this was the genesis of the special holy bloodline, a hybrid race created by union of these shiny ones early in humans. This lineage marked by hidden symbols, the Thar cross, the Ankh, don't even let me get into that, was said to include pharaohs of Egypt, the biblical King David, and later the descendants who would be caught, beaten, and crucified, only to rise from the grave and ascend into the sky. That's the stories, and they're everywhere. This theory presents a radical rewriting of shared past. It suggests, okay, that God's was, our ancestors was worshipped, right? And that the shiny serpents who descended from the sky in the fiery chariots were not all gods at all. They were beings from another world. And according to this evidence, they never truly left. They never truly left. See, this is where it gets a little different. But let me tell you and bring it into current day for you and what's really happening. See, I want you to really think about what's getting ready to come out of my mouth. The exhaustion from your daily grind that you are dealing with, that leaves you what I would consider hollow inside. Your gut was right. See, these overlords have designed these soul-crushing routines and scarcity systems to siphon your creative energy without you even noticing it. This is, you get what I'm saying. And so I've been a lot of work. So you're going to hear this tonight because I'm so proud of what I'm about to show you. This got here today is the first. Okay. This is my Shadows of Deception. It's meticulously put together, like almost 500 pages. All right. And this is not a book, people. So it's not that. This is a guide for you. It's based up on how to detect, you hear me, reptilian consciousness and unmasking and manipulation in media, celebrities, and in your world, okay? I have all 54 reptilian archetypes in here. And you're going to be surprised. You're going to be talking about yourself, people that you know, from the shadow mentors to whatever. And then also within here is about 58 different things that tie back to artifacts that the reptilians are around, so that you will have no doubt. And it's here, okay? And we're going to continue to talk about that for you. I'm going to continue to go from that. But anyway, this blueprint reveals the archetypal traps in today's work culture, affirming what I call the theft of your sense and all alone. And this is going to arm you with the rebellion. Now, I'm going to say this because I believe what I'm about to tell you. You can say what you want. You are being manipulated. Your energy is being harnessed. Some of you may think it's not because it's normal. It's a normal feeling for you. They've been doing this for quite some time. The whole system is the setup for loosh factory. They've been giving us clues in movies and all of this stuff, but you got to be able to see it. This is why I'm hitting it a little different for you tonight. And you're going to have to understand it's shadows, people. It's our shadows. They're there, and there's a reptilian shadow. So by the time tonight comes, you should be going on a quest for knowledge. And when you get back, you're going to come back. And then I'm going to also let you know, see, they're attached to your solar plex. So I've been prepared for you. This is your reptilian. Yeah, it's called the solar plexus right here. And you see that reptilian. This is your guide for that solar plex to get that reptilian off of your behind. All right, call me crazy, but you're going to wake up like, that dude not lying. Anyway, you can go to the website, truthversusauthority.com. We'll keep talking about that. Let me continue the story because it is important for you to hear what I'm talking about. All right? See, to understand this core of this theory, you must move beyond literal interpretations into the language of the unconscious mind. And now we're talking about the language of symbols. You see, I'm letting you know. Because if you think that you're going to see it out there, that's not what's happening. It is designed to hit your collective unconscious. And if you think that is not what it is, think about it. There's two of you right now who had dreams last night. And if we knew what everybody was talking about, some of you are having the same dreams. And some of you can draw it and paint it, and it'll be the same painting. And you don't even know each other. And you wonder how that works. That's because we are all consciousness and awareness. We're part of this collective unconscious because we came from this place, these things. Oh, yeah, I know it's one day after church. I know I'm doing it. But according to Carl Jung, the serpent is a primordial archetype representing the deepest, most ancient, and the most often dangerous layer of the psyche. It is the psionic spirit, right? The resident of the abyss, and an intelligence that is utterly non-human, yet fundamental to our existence, and it embars the paradox of itself, and it is the poison that kills and the medicine that cures. I'm letting you know. So you got to understand that we got to go to that place. But to really understand it, then you're going to be walking into this world. This is based on archetypal intelligence, something new I've been working on quite some time. And this is that picture. But I know you see that reptilian up there. This is the shadow, people. And all these came today, but this is all together. Okay, you got to know your shadow work. This is 100 and some pages, going to walk you through that reptilian shadow work. This is going to help them get them off your solar plexus because that's where they're drawing. And this is not a book, people. This is, you're going to use this every day. You're going to be able to go to one of these things and somebody you are living with going to say a few things. I got it in here. And you're going to interpret that they're operating off that reptilian shadow. Okay. I just want you to know. And you may do it yourself. You're going to make it. I had somebody looking at this at the YouTube thing. He was like, oh man, I got to stop doing my wife like that. Yeah, because that's that reptilian stuff. This is in everyone. See, this is why the Gnostics, overtakes the serpent of worshipers who guarded early Christian doctrine, made an astonishing claim that the ruler of this world of draconic form, go look it up. See, they want us to not know this stuff. And surprise, surprise, there are good ones and bad ones. Okay, I want you to know that. And in Jungian sense, this is the profound psychological statement. It suggests that our dominant force shaping our material reality, our instincts, our fears, our raw life force emerges from the serpentine of the layer of the collective unconscious. I can stop this whole show tonight and you can go and call me crazy if that's what you want to do. And I guarantee you will come back here and I'm just going to wait and say, you don't have to apologize. It's not about the ego. I just want to tell you, welcome home. That's what I'm going to do. People, it is real. The world is shifting, I should say. It's happening right in front of us. It's happening not in plain sight because you just don't recognize it because it's been made normal to you. And if you don't think the cosmos of that crap don't filter all the way down, then it does. It filters so far down that it goes into let me show you. I have my little pyramid somewhere. I'll just click it on the screen. It goes into this whole system right here. The overlords, the rulers, and control. So you have the top of it, which is the overlords, and that's all of that, the reptilians and everything else. Then you have this part, which is the rulers and the government and CIA. Then you got these people here. And you see it all over the place. The symbols and symbolism is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I'm just telling you, it's everywhere. And so, like I said, I just want you to know there's a dominant force that's shaping our material reality. It is. And it ain't human. It's non-human. And it's been here. And we would think back in the day that when you hear the stories, they was here before. Well, some type of man was here, right? I'm taking a quick detour. And so nobody really is trying to say who actually the God of that creator. But what we do know that our genetics was modified by these means to not only to worship gene, to be a slave, to be whatever it was. And somebody tampered with that part of those two, the Icke, it lived, and all these stories. Somebody got mad. Somebody showed Eve a little information, and somebody showed this. And remember the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. Why are we persecuted? Because somebody gave us the information of knowledge. And then yet we put that in our books, in our religion, in our stories, and we teach it to our children and all of this stuff. There is some sacred knowledge behind this serpent thing, right? And I'm not saying there wasn't bad ones, because there was a war up there, right? There was a war. Somebody got kicked down here. Somebody made us able to procreate, and they didn't like that. And when we think about 100 years of our life, we're talking thousands of theirs. We're like roaches. We took over the planet, and they want their planet back. But they put their people in control. So I want that to stick with you. I want that to stick with you right off the bat. All right, we got a super chat from Rogue ET. Appreciate it. Y'all know how we roll. Y'all know how we roll. All right, so and so we're like roaches in a good way, right? Because if you think about a real roach, if anybody ever lived with some roaches, they are not that stupid. They know the primordial life. They don't need money. They don't need nothing. They don't worry about day to day. They just live off whatever. Anyway, that's a different story. We used to live off the land. We didn't worry about material world. They made that happen. And then, of course, now our instincts, our fears, and our raw life force emerges from the serpent layer of the collective unconscious. Now, this theory simply asks us to consider that the psychological truth begins as a physical one. All right, it begins as the physical one. Now, all right, so let me be a little personal here. I've always struggled with the serpent dual role. I always have. In one story, it was the healer. In the next story, it was the deceiver. But Jung clarifies this for me a long time ago. All right, he clarified this for me a long time ago. The unconscious is duality. It holds all the opponents, right? Or what I would say, and those two opponents are opposite. So I use the word opponents because they may be fighting here, right? In your mind, as above, so below, whatever you want to look at it, but it's opposite intention. And I'm not saying attention, tension, Tension. I bet I spelled that right for you. And so when the transcript speaks of the serpent as both as wise one and the temper, right? It's not a contradiction. It is not a contradiction. It's just not. It's a perfect description of this primordial archetype. The question is, all right, I'm glad you asked, did we invent this symbol to describe our own inner world? Or did we encounter something that imprinted its symbolic signature onto our very DNA? Let that sink in for a minute. Let that sink in as you begin to go look up every history on the planet Earth, no matter what religion, no matter where they are, no matter how they got here. Every last one of them, if you dig deep, they all worship some type of serpent, lizard, something. Every single one of them in the beginning. Then somebody changed it. We cannot ignore this anymore. It is no way to ignore it. And we want to know the truth. So if you want the truth, I'm talking to you tonight. Okay? Go look it up. Prove me wrong. Go back to the ancient civilization of every religious institution story on the planet. Go look them up. And I'm not talking current day. Don't go look up revised book 238 that's been revised 26,000 times. And it's the words are written in red as though those are words from God, but it has revision. God's words do not revise, right? But we buy that stuff. But go look it up and go back to your history books, call your scientific stuff. You can go to museums, you can go everywhere, and every singular religious, cultural, Mayans, Egyptians, water world, Disney World, whatever religion you got, they all started with serpent stuff. And Credo Muchwa, y'all remember him, the shaman, Zulu shaman. He throwed it down, people. He throwed it down. He threw the truth down. Now, what I want you to know, this signature appears most clearly where the serpent intersects with another universal symbol, the tree. The tree. See, the transcript refers that I'm talking about to the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. Sacred, to the goddess, like the Tanit, right? And venerated by the Druids alongside the snake. And this is the world tree, or Axis Mudai, right? The archetype representing the cosmic pillar that connects the heavens and the tree and the underground. I'll put some of these images up in the past. But the serpent coiled around this tree is not merely a garden pest. It is the guardian of the axis. It represents the primal energy that one must confront to gain access to the other realms, to ascend to the heavens, and to descend into the abyss. And the knowledge it offers is not only of good and evil, but the knowledge of the gateway itself. Now I get it where Jordan was talking about. And where I grew up, I was trained to never go anywhere where the snake would be. Don't look at it. It's all evil. But if you go back, there was them who gave us knowledge as a species, as an altered DNA species. Okay, remember there was a whole lot of walking humans around. Y'all with me tonight, right? Let me know I'm not by myself. Put in a chat that you with me tonight. I haven't looked over here, but I'm gonna look tonight because I need a little affirmation. I'm petty sometimes, and I'm just thinking because I'm looking into this little hole and I'm just talking to myself. I don't see you smiling. I don't see you nodding your head. I don't see you doing Jerry Jones stuff with the fingers or whatever. But let me know, I'm not here by myself. Dr. Strange says I'm with you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it gets a little lonely when you're searching for this kind of information. It gets a little lonely when you're sitting here talking, but then when you start thinking about this shadow and archetype, once again, never done before. I've been working on this, and I'm gonna read y'all something in a minute. You're gonna be like, I know who that is. 500 pages. This is mine, and then it's called the Shadows of Deception, and it ties into every reptilian shadow. Right here is the shadow creator based on the reptilian stuff right there. And it says in the light side, what do you think the reptilian shadow is? Innovative, productive, inspired. But in the shadow side, it's a perfectionist. It's wayful, it's elitist. The core deception is that it's a sensual lie. It's the foundation of illusion, which the entire shadow program is built on. It's the psychological hook designed to trap targets' perception and emotions. Understanding this core deception is the first step of dismantling it. Creation as exclusive domain portrays innovation as a privilege for the few, masking the exclusion that it enforces. And it has a light side. On the surface, that shadow is a source of brilliance, right? We see it. There, the vision feels exclusive, but on that other side, it gets a little bad for you. And then I have what it says, the reptilian source code. So I tie it into that. And then I even go and give you some modern day conspiracies that have used this. And we talk about the 1996, the incident. Then I go into the DuPont, all of these people. I do this in 54 different archetypes. And I don't even want to tell you that if you got somebody in your life in a relationship, I want you to listen for this language. They're going to say things like, only the best can create this. This is beyond you, or accepted, perfectionism, or, I want you to understand. So there's some other stuff. I give you the keys here. This is not a book. This is a guide. And then once you learn that, then you're going to go through the shadow guide, because you got to integrate that shadow. You have to integrate the shadow. And then I'm going to help you block it from the solar plexus. All right. So we're going to continue with my conversation tonight. And you don't have to. Right now, you don't have to. You can stay where it is. But I guarantee you know something is going on. Your gut know that there is something going on. You know, in this world where skyrocketing bills, endless debt leaves you trapped and powerless. You already know. Imagine, again, waking up to that inner side, because you have it in you, but you're going to have to understand this serpent stuff. You're going to understand that it's the real deal. All right. And we're talking about I think it's called a Etruscan Omniphalos, Omphalos, which is a serpent called stone. Remember, it was seen in the route to another world, directly echoes the powerful archetypal structure. Now, this also leads us to what I call the symbol of the staff. You remember this, right? The transcript highlights the caduceus. This is carried by Thoth. It's carried by Hermes and the serpent staff of freaking Moses. Do I have to go any further? That is real. It's in our religion. It's tied into the stories that we read every day and that we're told to ignore it, right? Again, modernity has conflated these symbols, but the original meanings are critically different. See that rod of Symbolizer, right? With its single serpent is the true and ancient symbol of healing, a grounded focus in life-restoring wisdom. But that caduceus is the staff of Hermes and Mercury. It's two serpents, right? With the wings symbolizing duality, commerce, communication as well, and the movement across boundaries. Hermes was the messenger, but he was also the god of the tricksters and the thieves. You got to remember that. So how are you going to know? Because I've done the work for you. In here, let me find the page, and we're going to talk about the tricksters. That's Hermes. Which one is it? I have them all listed here in just so that you can find them. And the tricksters. And the tricksters. But I'm going to keep going because I don't like to have gap into our stories here tonight. Some of y'all attention span has been whopped. Okay. Page 271. Right here. There you go. All right. So you see it? I give you a picture. That's the trial. Everything is tied to the reptilian. Okay. So you see that right there, the shadow trickster, because eventually you're going to have some oracle cards with this. This is why I have the numbers. But anyway, the trickster, when you meet this individual, how they do it is clever, adaptable, and playful, but it's deceitful, in the shadow, sabotaging, and manipulative, right? And you got to understand that this is something, and I'm not going to go into it because like I said, I have the light side, and then I got the shadow side, and then I have the reptilian code right there with that little eye and telling you the reptilian code so that you can understand it. And when you meet somebody, I have the systems of government that each one of this is operating on, from politicians to media. I have the corporate stuff as far as the conspiracies that is tied to, and some of the 13 families. And then I have the owl. You know we're luminous, so I'm going to tell you what to look for to kind of break this stuff. But also, you want to look for the people. Listen for their language. It's just a game. Look over there, or playful deceit. Observe that thing. So this is the trickster. I have the language of these reptilian tricksters because some people in your life is operating out of that shadow because it's reptilian. That it's in you. But what if you can figure that out, and then you can get them off your solar plex? So all of this is together, and then, like I said, I just want you to know this is, and you don't have to do it, but I guarantee you know what I'm talking about, right? And so where I'm going with this is that when you think about the tricksters and the most importantly, the psychopop, right? The world of souls into the underworld. They want your souls and they're getting it. They are collecting souls. You better believe it. Now, they don't want your money. That's just to keep you controlled. It's the other part when you leave here, if you can. If you can. I'm tired of playing. I'm tired of being all nice and simple because I am pleasant. I try to just give you the humor. And now I'm just going to tell you it is real. And with all this stuff that's happening out here, all these things that we're seeing, all this change and this illusion of this whole holographic world, because we're just here temporarily. Now you just got to realize that the game has been on and it's been on a long time. Now, I just want you to know, this feels like a key, right? You get what I'm saying? And the transcript that I'm talking about identifies the serpent gods with Thoth, Hermes, and Mercury. Now, if their primary symbol was the caduceus and not the rod of Asclepius, right, then their gifts was never simple healing. It was meditation. It was a transaction. It was the delivery of a message from another world. And as the symbol of the trickster, it implies that the message itself might be ambiguous or what I call a double-edged sword. It suggests that knowledge that they gave us was once part of the cosmic bargain. And one of those terms we may have never fully understood. I'm just talking to you tonight because see that cosmic bargain that I'm talking about is encoded into another symbol mentioned in the text. And I know if it'll get beat up for this one, the Egyptian Ankh. Yeah, I know we describe it as the female and the uterus and the, whatever. But what if we go to, because what I've been reading was correctly identifies this loop at the top as what they call the Ru, a symbol for the gateway. Oh yeah, okay, we can say the female uterus takes you there. Some of them got it like that. Some of them can take you places. I'm just telling you, some of y'all got it like that. But in the language of sacred geometry, this shape is the viscous Pisces, right? Piscis, right? The portal formed by the intersection of two circles, representing the womb of creation and the threshold between two worlds. The Ankh is a diagram of incarnation. See the T shape, the tile cross represent the body, the material plane. The Vescia, right? The Vescia Pisces is the portal through which spirit enters matter. See the transcripts that I was reading and all weekend, right? You know, has observation that the gods, okay, with an S, held the Ankh to Pharaoh's nostrils to give life. It's a literal depiction of esoteric principle, the activation of the soul's portal. It's not a gift, but a technology of consciousness. Yeah, you got to look into that. See, this consciousness is tied to the shiny ones, people. I'm just saying. And a name linking them directly to the sun. In Egypt, the serpent is wrapped around what they call the solar disk, right? And this is not just adornment, right? It is a profound alchemical formula. The sun or soul represent the archetype of radiant consciousness and the unified self. This is why they attach to our solar plex. I figured it out, not just figured it out, I learned it. It was discovered. I'm not that smart. I just had to go look for it, right? And you can find it too. But I do know that I keep my energy up. This is why they tell you to keep that solar plex one, because that's where the control. This is where it is. This is the part. And so I have it in here about the reptilian stuff right here. This you can't buy it separate. This all comes together because I'm gonna save the world one person at a time. It all comes together. You gotta have this one you're gonna use daily and keep it. You're gonna trip out when you have people in your life and you're like, oh my God, or see TV or just whatever. You're gonna start seeing it, and you just gotta look through it. You're gonna flip through it like, oh, they acting like this. You're gonna know where it comes from, and then you're gonna work on your own shadows. All of us, we all have it. We all got to do it. Not kill it, not get rid of it like people tell you. No, you got to integrate it because they use it to control you. You use it to control you. And then they can't. But you can't get rid of it. It's the collective unconscious. It's not going anywhere. But you better acknowledge it. You better know it exists because as long as you don't know it exists, the secret will control you, and that's what they're doing every day. They're doing it every day. Now, you're going to find this whole kit thing on my website, and I'm telling you, it's worth it, and it's got an introductory price. So there's 400 pages, there's 100 pages, and whatever. And when you do go there, I need you to put your number, because you're going to be able to do that. And whatever your size, I'm going to send this shirt too, all right, so that you now represent it. And I don't care if it's a 5X, that's $40 on my end. I'm going to send you a shirt that goes with all of this, just temporary. It's just for the first few people. Go to my website, take a look at that stuff. You won't be disappointed. And this is to help you. This is to help you. This is my part of my reason of being here, and I'll let you know the rest in a minute. See, the serpent represent the psychic or sonotic unconscious people. The union is the I think it's called like connoisseur or something like that, right? Or poster. Go look it up. It's the integration of opposite, light and dark, the spirit and matter, the heaven and earth. It's the seal of Solomon. The hexagram is another form. That's why in here I have the light and dark. And then I tell you how to see the light with the owl. Remember the luminous. I've been prepping y'all for everything. And then here's your light work. You need to know it. Just simple stuff that you're going to be able to do real quick and get them off you, right? This light work, you need to seek intent, discernment, visualize the archetype symbols, the broken map. And this is for the shadow seeker, okay? You're going to be able to do this. Y'all give Lizzie a pop there for support. All right. And yeah, some people, she said, yoga said I'm uncontrollable. We think we are. I'll be the first to tell you, I would think the same thing, because when we think we know what we know, that's the problem. But one thing you realize is the more you know, you don't know nothing. These people are deeper than we are. We think we are not controllable. I'm not saying you are, but because we're living day to day, but we're living under their system. Everything is their system. Why are we not being controlled? You can't do nothing without their system. You can't do nothing without them knowing and controlling the system. So we are in control. You just need to realize it and become sovereign as best as you can, right? And the mind is here, okay? So what we think, and the very thing is to make us think that we're not. We all are. We all have been and has been and ever will be until we break free. See, the sacred union, however, alleged, I would say, produced a physical result. We're talking about now a hybrid race. In its mythological terms, these are the giants in the land, the Nephilims. You remember that story, right? In Joseph Campbell's model, if you start looking at the movie, the hero's journey, someone said we are. Yeah, we are. All right, you are sovereign. That's good. Okay, let me make sure I correct that. If you have done the work and can be sovereign, yes. So let me give kudos to you, and I stand corrected to say that. But yes, if you have done the work and you know that you are, and you am, I am that, yeah, I am, then thank you. Welcome to you. Okay, and great. So let me give you your kudos. Let's give you your claps, because it is possible. Okay, so take that back. I apologize. By all from the heart, charge it to the heart, not the head. But anyway, so what I'm talking about is when you think about the giants, right? This is the serpent bloodline. They are the archetypal heroes of the narrative when you think about the hero's journey, born on both Earth and the stars. But the story turns dark when you think about it. The transcript that I'm talking about speaks of the great battle, the cataclysms that's out there, where the creator aliens went to war with their own offsprings, right? They went to war. Here is where, if you start thinking about this thing, this hero journey, you know, the story, so that's how they do it. We're talking about the shadow. The concept of what Carl Jung talks about is the shadow. This shadow is the unacknowledged, repressed, and often feared part of the self. The giants was the shadow of the shiny ones and the unattended, right? The unattended and the powerful and the terrifying consequence of their genetic engineering. That's what happened. They was not supposed to do and breed with the daughters of men and blah, blah, blah. And the war against them was a desperate planetary scale attempt to deny and destroy their own shadow, which is in you, me, everywhere. It's operating in society today. It's everywhere. But you now are going to be able to see it. you're going to be able to see it. And this is where the fear comes from, people. See, the reason the serpent is in both a savior and a demon, the creators, right? The gods projected their own shadow onto their children and declared them monsters. This is what they did. But this transcript that I was reading is clear. The bloodline was not wiped out. It survived. It spread. It became the royal families, the priest kings, the hidden rulers of the globe. And if that's true, then they, or should I say, then the shadow was never destroyed. It never was. It was just integrated. It became us. We are the children of those giants, people, the inheritors of the war between our own creators and their shadows. And that war is still being fought, and not in the heavens, but inside of all of us. It's in there, the collective unconscious. And go prove me wrong about that. Prove me wrong about it. Because one thing I do know, and I want you to listen up. See, the terror of this endless debt and the financial ruin closing in like a reptilian noose around is going to break you. And what I made sure I'm trying to do is to fortify your wallet with unbreakable defenses against their inflation traps, their loosh harvesting schemes. Everything is a scheme. And this, like I say, you're going to use it all the time. And I dare you not to get it. I dare you not to get it. And the ones who do, I dare you to come and give testimony of some months from now and watch you see it different. You're going to see it different. We can't, and there's no, and you know what I thought first? It was just a bad thing. They don't care about us knowing. They don't care about you knowing. They don't care about me knowing. They care about people knowing. They care about 5 billion people that outnumber them knowing the truth. They'll let a few slip through the cracks because they know the reptilian side of us that we're not going to go and help other people up. We're going to go and move to an island. We're going to keep it to ourselves. We're going to keep information to ourselves. We know that we're not going to support one another. They know this. So a few can slip through the cracks. It's no problem. But I'm saying my goal is to give you the shield of resources, and so you can detox yourself from the elite scarcity, right? And step into what this person just said, financial sovereignty that leads you finally to breathe easy. And we're not talking about getting rich. We're talking about the mind here. So go to my website, Truth versus Authority. Y'all can do that. Somebody say, I see them. I see them. Great. Yeah, because they're there. You can go to my website, Truth versus Authority. Okay. I just want you to know .com. And in the meantime, if you're in Dallas area, Dallas for work, okay? As you know, every month we've been doing our kind of get-togethers. Well, it's now have evolved. It is now Truth versus Authority, knowledge beyond reality events. And we're now activated to go deeply. There is a link in the description so that you can do that. But if you go to truthversusauthority.com, you're going to know that we're doing this every month, right? And you're going to know that this month I'm doing something about, the occult knowledge or whatever. However, if you come to Dallas in December, no, not December, November. In November, coming up November the 22nd, my guy right here, that's my man, Brother Joseph, New Life Tools, is going to be in Dallas. It's a paid event. So go to my website, truth.com, and you get your tickets in limited space. He's going to go deep with us. New Life Tools, he's coming up from Houston with his crew, and he's going to teach some stuff. Because from now on, we are now going to attack and be the rebellion. All right, so that's in November the 22nd. You go to my website, truthversusauthority.com. You can register for it right now. Get your tickets. There's limited space, period. We're and then if you need a place to stay, put in there where the hotel is right there. Let them know you come into our event, and they'll give you a discount. Then in December, Doc B is going to be there here in Dallas. Doc B series. He's going to decode Christmas right on December the 20th. He's going to do it a few days before Christmas, and he's going to do a mind elevation workshop. It's going to be off the chart. We're doing that on the 20th, and with him and Brother Joseph, we're going to have a VIP dinner Friday night, only for 10 people, so you can meet in private where we're going to have a private spot. and we're just going to be talking to them in private, having a good time. You can ask questions. There ain't going to be about 10 tickets for that. You go to Truth versus Authority, you better get them now. And then in February on New Year's, not New Year's, but Valentine's, we're going to have King Simon will be here, brought to Dallas. He's going to do the numerology on Valentine's Day, telling you about the numbers of love. And you can look at the numerology that there is February the 14th, Saturday, here in Dallas, Truth versus Authority events. We're rocking it. Billy Carson will be here. I'll have the dates posted twice. He's going to be here twice. And somewhere in January, I think, and then April, we're going to blow Dallas up. Then my girl, Yaya, if y'all know who that is, Yaya World, go look her up on Instagram right now. She's going to be here, I think, in January or my birthday month in March. All right. And then I have 2 months. So you're going to see a schedule in about a week of everybody, so you can book them all anytime because space is limited. You just need to know prices are different, whatever. truthversusauthority.com. As soon as you go on the main page, you're going to see where it says events. Click it. It's going to take you there. And tonight you can get your spots. But Brother Joseph is coming. And if you went down to his New Life Tools lecture past Houston, it was off the chart. But he will be here next month. The event that I'm doing on the 25th, you can register for that. It's free. And we're going to be putting together our team and everything else from people that's there, and everything else. So the world is now ours, people, to rebel, to do what we are. And this has been our plan all along. And when I reached out to all of my friends, I got a list. We got people we booking up for a whole year, once a month. Dallas is going to be the place where you can get consistent knowledge on everything you can think about to change your life every month. Now, again, it's not going to hold hundreds of people. So miss out if you want to. Go to one if you want to. Go to them all, whatever. But right now, I have not marketed on the audience. Brother Joseph and I is going to start going on his YouTube channel Monday. Doc B is going to be going on his stuff on Instagram. King Simon, Billy, all of them. I want my audience to get a spot first. I'm telling you right now, get your spot first. And, and more and more, you can book them. You can go ahead. And then we'll have discounts for the hotel, and make sure you want to do the VIP. You want to talk to Billy in private? You got something to ask him? Come to the dinner. You got something you want to ask Brother Joseph? Come private that night, and you can be able to talk to him. Doc B. And if you ever been with Doc B, funny as all get out. All right, so let me continue. All I'm saying, it all fits. We're talking logistic threads, the global mint, the archaeological breadcrumbs, a single elegant theory that seems to explain everything. The serpent, the flood, the gods from the sky, the secret bloodline. It's all a perfect self-contained loop, right? Just like the Umbrials, right? They use these symbolic stuff. But what I've learned to be suspicious of perfection. See, history is never this neat. It never is. The human story is a chaotic storm of accident, intention, and interpretation. And when a single key claims to unlock every door, my hand starts to tremble all the time. I'm like, whoa. And I have to ask, is this the truth, or is it just a better story? Is it the possible that in our search for an external source, where we overlook the most obvious and the most alien landscape of them all? The one inside us. The one inside us. We're not looking at. And this is where the question mark. See, the question mark was designed from our ancestors. And they changed it to language. The question mark with the Bendu dot always was a signal from our ancestors saying that the answers is within you. You don't have to ask it outward. It's within you. The one that's inside of us, the answer, the knowledge, the sacred knowledge of that serpent information. Because one thing about it, those genes that they did to creators is in you for knowledge, wisdom, and everything else. This is another way to interpret the vast web of interconnected symbols. It does not require us to look to the stars, but to rather to the deepest structure of the human psyche. This is why I tell you, your mind is useless when your eyes are blind. I've been doing it all along, letting you know. Carl Jung proposed the existence of the collective unconscious, a layer of psyche identical in all human beings, inherited from our remotest ancestors. I can stop this whole show now if only you believe. But if you don't want to believe, go research it for yourself. Stop looking for the other stuff. So just let me send you on your way. Let me give you enough information you can read, enough information you can see, you can hear, to awaken your curiosity to the possibility that they're still walking among us. And they've been walking among us. They've been walking among us. They've been walking among us, okay? They've been walking among us. And they've been doing it a long time. This is why people just ask me, Roderick, what do they look like? What if we look like them? Doesn't that make sense now? They've been here. They're bloodlines. This is why the royal families, all this stuff, they're the bloodlines of here. Go look it up, all the way back down to the Merovingi and all of this. The bloodlines have been here. Some of you got some of that stuff. All of us got it somewhere, but we may not be in the bloodline that was destroyed, fought, and war was over. The ones who was not supposed to violate us. This psychic inheritance does not consist of memories, but of innate forms, the archetypes. This is the 54 archetypes, 490 pages. Took me forever to get this ready for you. And this is not even the book that Billy is getting ready to be the publisher of, the Unspeakable Truth. That comes out when he gets back from over at the other country, Europe or wherever they at, somewhere. This is my gift back to you. And it all comes with this 100-page thing that you're going to do and block your solar plexus. There are people right now who will tell you that they can see reptilian beings and parasites hanging all on people because they can see it. That's how they connect to there. But if you could keep that vibration up, they can't even find you. People like, they're going to get you. No, they can't find me. They can get me on a bad day, but they can't. Egypt. Yeah, that's where they're at. All right. So thank you, Janine. So but Young argue that the psychic contains all the images that have ever been given to the rise of the myth. Therefore, this is like my storytelling. The shocking similarity of the serpent myth across cultures may not prove a shared historical event, people, ladies and gentlemen. It may prove a shared psychic structure. That's why you got to go deep now into this reptilian shadows. This is the mission of this being the reptilian channel, not just to talk about shapeshifters, not just to give you a picture of somebody eyes squigging, not just to give you a picture of this person turn, because they're walking among us and they're in you and in us, and they know us better than we know ourselves. They were created. They put the gene, they put the worship gene in us. They built us not like Duracell to last, but to be obedient. But if you know this and you can see it, like that movie, They Live, you can see it. But I guarantee you, I'm just telling you, I'm going to be honest with you. I used to ask for a lot of support, right? And I get it all the time. And I just got, even though I was working on this thing, now I'm going to tell you that you can go on doing what you're doing, but you know deep inside that there are some issues going on. You know it. I'm going to confirm your suspicions. This confirms your suspicions. And this is then the shadow work right there. You see the picture, but you see that reptilian? That reptilian is there on purpose because it's there. I want you to know. I just want you to know. We have, or they're proving that we have a shared psychic structure, and these myths are the same, not because of our ancestors all saw the same thing, but because we all have the same inner architecture. We all came from it, all of us. This is why they're sexual compatible with us. You, women, mainly. I know I just said it. Maybe you make sure the kids are put to bed. This is why they are sexual compatible. It's a reason for that. This is no joke. This is no pesky whatever. This is, I'm giving you the truth. And if you find it, you will then join me. I won't be doing this all by myself. You will help me expose and learn and mission and you will start sending stuff to my website, not links that you see somebody else post. We need to get in contact with people. I got to return a few emails that people already sent. Thank y'all. If you one of them, I've been out of town all week at the YouTube conference, but it's time for us to work together. Screenshot this. Go to X, go to Twitter, go to Reddit, go to Facebook, go to Instagram. Find the stories. Send them to me so we can do this together. Don't just send me somebody else repost. If you're not good enough to go and look to find who the original person so we can get to the source, don't do it. Just don't do it. And you're not helping yourself, and you're not going to help me and help us. But if you're good enough to go and get to the backside and you find out who actually posts that, and you email me or you email them and say, this Roderick guy, we need to work together, need to talk. I love you for that. And I will give you the credit for it because you deserve it, because you're helping the community and you're going to save somebody's soul. Right? That's what's on the line. That is what's on the line. We're talking souls. We're not talking about money, even though that's part of the drill. We're talking about souls on the line here. This also forces me to look at all the evidence again through a new lens. That's what I want you to do. And what if the serpent is not an alien, but a symbol of the unconscious itself when we start really thinking about it? Jan describes this inner world as a dark mirror. And we know when we go to MK Ultra and mind control, they all have shadowed mirrors. Something is fragmenting their minds, their altars, right? And it's got to do with black mirrors. Why don't we now start want to look at it? Because that's why it's the shadows. That's why it's there. Go to my website, buy all three. And then when you do, I'm going to, you call or put in, I think there's a notes. If not, I'm going to call you before I ship it. It's going to take me a week. I need a week because I got to make the shirts and everything else. But if you wear 5X, I got one for you up to 5X. And if you go trying to buy it on the website, it's $40. I'm going to give it to you free. I'm going to ship it with the 3 stuff, the shadows to help you, the 100-page thing. And I got 10 pages to let you know if you need to work on the shadow. So you won't be denying yourself. You're going to go, oh, dang, this is me. And then it's going to go through the reptilian stuff for you, deep stuff. And a new term, intelligence, which is archetypal intelligence, is my trademark phrase of the knowledge that I'm spitting for you now, right? And then you need to get that solar plex in order. But anyway, this inner world is not just a dark mirror, but it's a world of water where the soul of everything living begins, the world of water. See, this didn't happen by happenstance. I'm wearing this blue protection symbol because of the represent of water. It's also the throat chakra, right? For speaking to you the truth, the feminine accent, but water, the 2 fish is up here so that you can access the shadow world of water because fish can go back there and back. I've been preparing for this for quite some time. Now I realize everybody's not going to get it. Everybody don't even want it. Everybody won't even put their life on the line to learn the information. They don't want to. They want to keep being recycled here like they're doing in this prison planet because you're not ascending because you don't know. You're being ascending because somebody told you that if you don't do whatever, you're going to come back. You going into the other thing talking, hey, well, send me back. I need to learn. You ain't got to come back here if you don't want to. You just need to know that you don't need to. I've been told it's my last time here, so I'm going to make a difference while I'm here. 4 different people, 4 different whatever. I'm just going to let you know. Just go. Well, my website, once again, is truthversusauthority.com. You can register, like I say, for some of the events. Once Monday come and you ain't coming and get that knowledge, you live in Dallas, it's like a church on every corner. It's your own fault if you go wherever they say you're going to go. It's a church on every corner. And we're going to have all these people come into Dallas. They don't come here all the time. I reached out to everybody I know. I said, I need your help. And every last one of them said, I got you. And I just started putting the dates in. And we might be doing 2 a month because I got plenty of friends, right? And they'll come. So I want you to know the world of water, right? You have to know this is where the living soul begins. Everything. You could break something up today, put it in some water, put it in complete darkness. It's going to grow life. Everything. You were born out of water. The world is 73% water. Everything water. You cannot live without water because lizards before we got here. This world was plainly water, and so that's what a reptilians was. And there are two types of lizards. There's ones in the desert and one that got to live water. We are the original, so we got to live with water. We can't go days without water. You can't move to some desolate place without water. It's time for you to know. So the realm feels, I would say terrifyingly other. It does. Now, I want you to know, to the conscious ego, this realm feels a little different. See, an encounter with it is an encounter with a non-human intelligence. Yes, I said it. See, the Gnostics, remember, go back and look, the draconic ruler of this world could be a perfect personification of the autonomous, overwhelming power of our own hidden psychic. And the shiny ones, the beings of fire and light, or the pilots in the spaceships, right? Or they're the projections of what Jung called the self, the archetype of wholeness, the God image within you and us and all of us. An encounter with the self is the most powerful experience that a human could have. I've been having it for quite some time now. It really has. Some of you can go back and look at a year or 2, 3 years ago when I started. You will see a whole totally different person. I told you what I was going to do. I told you that I was living in this infinite conscious awareness, and that over time, I'm going to change your perception of how you see me. No longer this 400+ pound YouTuber. So the weight is coming off. That's just not it. That's part of the new reality that I set forward for you to see. The new person, the new thought, dream, the information, the beginning and the end, and the all-knowing, the omniscience, and all that. I ain't here to play anymore. I'm here to give you something you've never seen before, which has always been here. But my life was a little difficult in some areas. But I guarantee you, nothing will be as it was ever again. And you can mark that down. You can write it down. You can tape it. You can send it to me. You can do whatever you want to do with it, but nothing will be as it was ever again. I guarantee you that. And it's already set forward. But anyway, sorry. I still petty. I still got shadow of anger and management of thought. We still do. But I love y'all. Y'all know I love you. And love is where it is. So let me continue. See, an encounter with the self is the most powerful experience a human can have. It's the moment of the total illumination of the all, the standing in the presence of the being infinitely greater than your own ego. And it feels like a meeting with God, right? Because psychologically, you are. And that's what they're afraid of you learning. They put it in us. Because if we saw them as the gods and we carry their DNA, it's in you. They put it in you. And now they spend the rest of this world to make sure you don't know you have it. That's the whole game plan, to keep you distracted, to keep all of this cosmic whatever, so that you don't realize the God that's in you. Now, everybody talks about it on this higher woke level. I'm going to go deep into your DNA. I'm going to let you know that is the reptilian psychic that's in you. And you can go look it up and look at whatever. I want you to know. I'm looking for every story, but I don't want a repost, So RN, if you can find me the original person who posted, you know how everybody always posting with someone that said, we need the person who posted. And then we can contact those people, get them on the show, bring them to Dallas, whatever we want to do, because we're going to get busy. And it ain't to go and say we need to find out who these shapeshifters are. We need to get the knowledge so that you can win, because it's been stacked against us. Yeah, so we can find that information. That'll be good. That'll be good. Go to truthversusauthority.com, register for our events, and get your ticket early. And I'm just telling you, if you live in this area or nearby Dallas and you miss some of this stuff coming up, shame on you. I'm just going to go and tell you, shame on you. If you don't believe in that there is something higher force working here, and they are doing what they're doing, and that there are not human genetics, and that you haven't been altered, that they're not keeping a secret from you, that the banking system is not designed to keep you down, and money and all of these things. Do you know before they invented all this, you can just go live off the land? They put the money and materialism and all this part of the control system. They have us fighting in relationships to keep the energy because they get in your loosh. That's the most commodity of it all. And if you don't think it's happening, start thinking back on how you're feeling and all of these things. I just want you to know. I just want you to know so that you understand that they're not playing. Just know that this is good. Understand, hunted by the whisper of spiritual entities attaching to your aura and draining your essence in silent possession, and you don't know it. And rest assured that this shadow work installs an exorcism that I'm telling you about it, that creates the barriers against the shapeshifters intrusion. Go find out. Now you're gonna know they're here. They're still here. Go to my website and get all three, and I'm gonna send you the shirt too, and you're gonna be good to go. And give me 7 days to ship it out. And right now, like I said, it ain't a book. That's the guide. That is your thing. I know my stuff, people. I know my stuff. So I just want you to know you're gonna know it too, because what I'm telling you, this reframes the entire narrative. The hybrid bloodlines of giants and heroes ceases to be literal, but a genetic lineage. It's real. Instead, it becomes a symbol of individuated persons. Joseph Campbell's monomyth, if you go look it up, is not just a biography of a single family of demigods. It's the universal psychological map for every human being's journey toward integrating the consciousness and the unconsciousness. Okay? And the call to adventure is not UFO landings. It is the psychic demand that we turn inward and face the unknown within ourselves. The supernatural aid, right? It's not an alien handing up us a laser sword. They was talking about this Atlas stuff. Now they're starting to realize it's in your body. Everybody's looking up into the sky. Okay, some of this coming maybe, but you know how many things have been coming here to bother us, and the people who own this planet, who's working and saying, turn around, you don't come here and mess up my human loosh factory. You know they fight up there for us because we are the commodity. There's a lot of people, a lot of stuff coming here to take over and visit or whatever. Now, there's some good ones here trying to help too. There's good reptilians and bad ones too. There are some good reptilians out there because they're good people. It's in all of us. But the supernatural aid is not an alien handing us the laser sword. It's the activation of your own archetype, the mentor, the wise man. It's in here. I have it in here, everything. And then I have 48 epic. What is this? I'm gonna stop talking about it. I don't care. I'll be teaching this in my Dallas stuff and teaching the epic proof of serpent shadow. And I have 48 of them. This is in here. So you know that they was here. And I'm gonna give you the proof all over this book. It's a guide. I don't want to even call it a book. That was me mispronouncing it, because then you're gonna think of a book price. This is not, it costs some chochos just to print this color 500 pages. Some chochos. Yeah, that's what I want to call it for you. Some chochos. But anyway, the whole thing, it's a system together. I just want you to know it's a system. See, we're talking about the wise man who offered us inner tools we need to complete our journey, and the master of two worlds. It's not a king of a hybrid race. It's the person who has successfully built a bridge between their inner life and the outer world, who can walk in both realms without being torn apart. This is what I discovered. This is what I've been doing. I realized that I now can walk in both worlds. And go look at my transformation. You can go back. So I'm not just telling you it was just for havoc or purpose or whatever. But once you learn to integrate these things and begin, you can walk in both worlds. This is the whole as above. It's you walking in both, but you understand it and you ain't being controlled. You controlling it. I no longer, like I used to tell people, I don't come to see the show. I come to be the show. Long time ago. And here's the reversal. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked, because see, the turn that shifts the entire axis of this whole investigation I was looking at. What if the story isn't about alien creating us? What if it's about us creating aliens? What if that's it? What if that's it? Think about it. We live in a scientific, technological, and largely secular age. We have lost our connection to the old language, number one. The words of our ancestors used to describe profound inner experiences, gods, demons, angels, spirits, have for many lost their power. They have been polished smooth by time and rationalism. So what happens when these powerful, autonomous, terrifying archetypes rise up from the depths of our collective unconscious today? What do you think is going to happen? What happens when we have a genuine encounter with the other within? Right? We have no sacred language for it anymore. We can't call it a vision of God. We can't call it a demonic possession. The language feels archaic. It's superstitious, right? Or superstitious. So think about it. So we reach for a new language, a modern myth, a story that fits our technological worldview. And we call it an alien abduction. We call them extraterrestrials. We're doing that. And if you don't think, I've been in 11 different TV shows. I'm a UFO investigator. This doesn't mean it isn't real. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the experience is absolutely real. But the interpretation is everything. Are we looking at a hidden history of our solar system? Are we, right, staring at the reflection of our own ancient, powerful, and terrifying soul dressed in the science fiction clothes of a new millennium? Could we be? Think about it. This is the ultimate ambiguity. Why not? This is the turn in the road, people. So if you feel like you're stuck in a soul-sucking grind of commutes and routines that drain your freaking joy, imagine breaking out to live with electric energy. Awaken your inner rebel, right? And turning, look, this says disobey. The whole brand is about that, right? It's disobey. Turning your aspirations for passionate, free life into sovereign truth. Define these archons. You got to do that. This is what all of this is about. I'm telling you tonight because right now I got a whole group special for it and a free shirt that you're gonna wear around proudly. And so the first 10 people, y'all good to go, and then we'll wait and let them control their lives and whatever. But most of us will be in Dallas. I'm just letting you know. I'll teach from it and let you know it's real stuff. See, we stand at the crossroad of the meaning. One path leads to literal stars, to a history of alien contact, genetic manipulation, and cosmic drama played out on planet Earth, right? This is that prison planet. We've been talking about it. And the other path leads us inward, right? To the equally vast unknown cosmos of human psyche and the drama of the archetypes and the evolution of consciousness. The modern mind, the mind demands a choice. You need a choice. It demands an answer. Either it's history or it's psychology. Either it's them or it's us. Like old boy said, they're not like us. And I'm not making it a cultural thing. But this is the trap of our age, isn't it? The tyranny of either or. We've been taught that if something isn't physically provable, it is just a fantasy. This is the problem. And y'all know I butchered the word cognitive dissonance, but this is the problem. You know, I have people used to tell me, I'm from the Missouri state, Roderick. I got to see it to believe it. Really? 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 But there's not a person in here that don't think that at some point their grandmother, grandfather, whatever have come and talked to them. Why is that possible, believable, but yet you don't believe that there's some other stuff, non-human in some other areas that is rocking the boat. That's rocking the boat. And y'all give a shout out to whoever is transitional healing arts. Thank you. And I hope you put your number in there because I will call you and invite you to come to our Dallas stuff. I'm telling you, we're not playing, people. We're not playing. We're not playing. And it's real. Like I said, it is real. It is real. And they're coming to the Brother Joseph event. Thank you. Oh, they're going to be in the VIP with us. You come on with it. And we only have but a few tickets to VIP left. Thank you. I'll see you and a few of us in private. We're going to have a great time that Friday night. Okay. Thank you for coming. Anyway, you can go to Truth versus Authority, hit the events, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. All right. So I want you to know it is just a fantasy, right? That's what they want you to think. It's just a fantasy. Man, believe it. It's not. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. We've been conditioned to believe that the inner world is somehow less than the outer world, as below, in the dualities, whatever. They knew this. Our ancestors knew this. This is why you can be in your dream and you see a whole different thing, and you wake up, you're in a whole, because you can be in both. You can be in both. You can be in both. But what if the power of this entire story, the reason it has hunted us for millennia, is the form of the myth and religions? Is both? What if the true message lies not choosing a path, but in recognizing that both paths lead to the exact same freaking destination? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes. The function of the myth, and the Joseph Campbell explained, is not provide a literal history, but to offer a map for the soul's journey. It is the guide for transformation, whether the serpent is an alien memory or archetypal symbol. It is the function is identical, people. It is the catalyst that forces a confrontation with the unknown. It is the herald that brings in the call to adventure and the invitation to leave the ordinary world and embark on the quest for a deeper reality. You got to come and get the answers. You owe it to yourself to get the answers. Because, see, this modern worldview can be understood through the archetype of Saturn. Saturn represents structure, time, limitation, the cold, the hard laws of material existence. We live in a Saturnian age, a conception of the black cube, of the scientific materialism where everything must be measured and quantified. The serpent myth is either of its interpretation or it's a Gnostic rebellion against the worldview. It is the force that shatters the cube, so to speak, introducing it, to numerous, the sacred and terrifying reality that we are not sole masters of our own destiny, but we are. We are. See, the real takeaway, I'm glad you asked. This is what we must face. Perhaps the question I would say isn't, what is the serpent, Roderick? But what does the serpent demand of us? See, in both stories, we are confronted by a powerful, intelligent, non-human, an entity that challenges our sovereignty and our entire understanding of reality. We're in this holographic thing here. We are forced to look into the mirror and admit that the reflection is not entirely our own. We are not alone in our own freaking house. I know a lot of y'all know that. You feel that. You know, sometimes you walking around and you just feel your eight is being watched. Why not? You know you ain't by yourself. You know you're not by yourself. You know this. And as Smokey would say, man, you know this, man. You're not by yourself. You're not. I get it. Jordan Maxwell said this. I keep this clip because I want you to see it. This is what he said.
Live in peace and harmony. I think we're being set up for something very serious and very big by some very powerful secret societies that very well could have extraterrestrial or otherworld intelligence guiding it. I am very fearful for the world we live in because we bought it hook, line, and sinker, and all over the world we have accepted the authority as truth rather than truth as the authority. It is going to require intellect, knowledge, study, and making a stand for the first time not to accept the things which your government gives you, which your religions give you, and which the authorities give you. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have a very big problem with anyone called an authority, because they're always...
All right. What is the name of the podcast? What is the name of the rebellion? Truth versus authority. And again, we join the rebellion, people. Get armed so you can see it. I didn't start wearing my protection because it was just cute. We need it. And if you ain't got it, go to Brother Yosef's event. He sells all kind of protection for his audience. He's teaching me how to sell more and give more to my audience to protect them. It costs to make it, so we do have to offer it. But if you ain't worth protecting, if you ain't worth protecting your soul, don't do it. Don't do it. Because they value it. It's worth a lot to them. If it ain't worth nothing to you, don't do it. If you think that you can go and spend money on Netflix and cards and banking and all of this material, all this stuff to keep you blah, blah, blah. When you buy your new car, you tell the world and you post it on Facebook, God gave me a blessing. Then I can come back to your page 6 months from now and all of a sudden you're saying the blessings is now a bill. The devil is blah, blah, blah. I got all these bills, but it was a blessing. Which is it? Are they fooling us, fooling you, or are we fooling ourselves? You get what I'm saying, right? See, if the theory of ancient astronauts is true, we must then reckon with our place in the cosmic history we never knew. We must accept that our religions may be cargo cults and our genetics a laboratory experiment and our freedom an illusion maintained by the unseen forces. And this is why every archetype in here, every last one of them, I have a section called the Owl Seas, breaking the spell. Every section is to tell you how to do that. And it's going to give you some questions. Does this authority serve or subjugate you? What sacred value is being inverted here? Is empowerment being replaced with obedience? Listen for the language. I was chosen. Bow on my will. Divine. All that is in here. This is a lifesaver. I guarantee you. You can pass this down to your kids. You can do whatever. This is not just. This is the way you're going to see it. And I'm not saying chosen or whatever, but I know I put a lot of work into it for you. And then at that time, once you recognize it, you need to work on those shadows. This 100 pages is going to do that. And then I want you to protect your solar plex. Get them parasites off of you. You'll feel different when you know that. You'll know how to close it and do it and get them off of you. They're there. You will even be able to see them once you do. They're there. You look the right way. You can see them hanging on everybody. They're hanging on everybody, or most people. You'll see it. If you want that and it's worth to you, go to truthversus.com, truthversusauthority.com. Click right up there in the book section and get the whole thing. And then, like I say, I'm going to send you a shirt. I don't care what your size is. If it's 5X, which are expensive, I'm going to send you a free one. You deserve it. You deserve it. But anyway, if not, once again, go to our events too. Anyway, would you be forced to humility, right? To see ourselves not as the pinnacle of evolution, but as one small engineered part of a much larger and perhaps indifferent cosmic intelligence. If the theory of psychological archetypes is true, then the conclusion of what they're doing out there is crazy, right? It's crazy. And in fact, it is no less staggering. We must then reckon with the fact that we are not masters of our own minds. I'm sorry to tell you. We must accept that the ego of our precious center of identity is merely a small island in the vast ocean of the unconsciousness. Okay? And living within that ocean of an autonomous ancient intelligence, the archetypes who can influence our lives, shape our destinies, and possessions of our civilizations with the power that dwarfs our conscious will. This is to, I would say, this is humility, people. Get humble, man. Stop supporting all that other stuff. Come to the people that are supporting you. You know what I'm saying? Come and do what you're doing. And let's do this. Again, I want you to look at two conclusions here. And can you see it now? Here's what, and they're identical. Whether the other form is from the stars or from the depths of the psyche, the moral imperative is the same. And we're being asked to face the dragon. We are being summoned to the dialogue with the intelligence that is not our own, whether it wears the mask of the alien or the face of our own shadow. That's one. This isn't about belief. It's about integration. Remember, you got to integrate the shadow. The serpent is the ultimate symbol for that which is the alien ego. I'm telling you this. I'm giving it to you. And the great work of our time, the next step is our evolution. And it's to stop fighting it. People, stop fighting, stop denying it, and begin the terrifying process of integrating the shadows. The journey is not to kill that serpent. You ain't going to do that, but to learn the language. And again, I've been working, I've been hurting, I cried before. It's been hard. It's really been hard. Now it's all done. This is ready for you. And once again, if you just joining us, who we got? Oh, we got Nursing the Paranormal. Should I say howdy, folks? But anyway, if you are in Dallas, we popping it off. Truth versus Authority Knowledge events. So Brother Yosef is going to be in Dallas on November the 22nd. Some of you are already buying tickets right now. So we're going to be talking to his audience. You come to Truth in every month. And then, of course, in December, Doc B is coming down here. He's going to do a sonic immersion experiment. He's the guest speaker. He's going to break it out. We're doing two things. You can do our private VIP lunch. King Simon is going to be here on Valentine's. I got Billy coming in January. We just working the dates. And that's going to sell out fast. But I got to let my inner audience know about it first. And then I'll have him back in April. Then I'll have Yaya here it's lined up. We've been talking about this for a long time. And it's happening. It's here now. I just want you to know it's here. So you guys got to be ready, because the question is no longer what do you believe? But anyway, go to truthversusauthority.com, hit the event schedule, go ahead and do that. Or once again, get this stuff. I'm telling you, you need it. I'm just letting you know it's real. They're out of us. This you're going to keep around. This one's going to protect your solar plex. And this is the shadow work, 100 pages. Teach your children, whatever you got to do. It all works together. It's sold together. And then I'm going to send you a shirt. But anyway, the question is, will you answer the call? Will you answer the call? Because your intuition is screaming that even relationships keep failing because some against each other. There's something working against us. But I want you to know, these shapeshifters, spot on. These shapeshifters in tech and media are programming division through algorithms. They exploit our deepest vulnerabilities for control. This shadow work confirms the manipulation with the real world examples from the current social breakdowns, easing that the internal or inner turmoil by showing you how to decode this. And I'm going to ease that for you through all of this, because you got to be able to understand and rebuild authentic bonds beyond their traps. They do this to us. And you should know deep down inside that you know that the job losses, the economic instability, this stuff ain't random. Secret societies are orchestrating AI rollouts, the market crashes to keep you desperate and dependent and harvesting your fear as fuel. That's the loosh. That's what they're doing. That's the loosh. And all I'm saying is I provided a toolkit that'll let you see from the headlines that they're using. It's going to affirm your suspicions of the rigged game, and it's going to guide you to reclaim your independence with strategies that turn the tables on the power plays. And like I said, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it all. I'm no longer going to, and y'all seen it. I've been here for days. Hey, I need your help. I need this, and this, and that. And that's fine. And I did and do. But I had to realize that, okay, we got to give them something. That's cool. But also we got to give them some truth. That's cool. And we're going to put it out there for you. We're going to do this monthly with some serious people telling you some serious stuff. That's cool. And if you're willing to support Netflix, you're willing to go to the Cowboys game, you're willing to go do all of this stuff, you can support us people that are telling the truth, and our lives are on the line for it, period. Because if they shut me down tomorrow, you will find another channel to go to, and you will never hear about me. Some of you may not even send a card to my mama. I live with my mama. You ain't going to knock on her door and say, well, where Roderick? We ain't talked to him a month. And she'll be crying, well, my great son is no longer, whatever. I'm not claiming that, but that's how simple and easy that algorithm will get you to forget me. But you can't forget me if I'm living internally, or what I call immortality within my mind is in these books or these guides. They can't do that. It lives forever. 100 years from now, or whatever, the seeds of whatever could go and say, what is the great, whatever Roderick had to say about these reptilian rules? You will know what I was thinking. You will know, because it'll get passed down generations. That's how you're going to do it. I'm just letting you know. It's that deep. It's that deep. It's that deep. I don't know. I'll find out, Sharon, for London. We just got to figure it out. But we'll get it there to you, one way or the other. But contact@whythebigsecret.com is my email address. Email me and then give me your address before you order anything, and then I'll check and see what it takes to get it to you and your free shirt, because we're using our symbol right here. This thing says it all. This says it all. It says it all. I just want you to know. It says it all. All right, I got a little more because I'm on a roll tonight. We're journeying to the edge of the map, right? To the place where history dissolves into myth and where inner space reflects the cosmos. We're peered into the abyss and seeing the reflection staring back at us, the reflection with ancient, unblinking eyes, by the way. And we are left with the story that has powered either imprison us, the power of it, or set us free. And for too long, the narrative, whether told by ancient priest or modern theorist, has been framed as one of control. You cannot deny that I'm not telling you the truth of that. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not sitting here anymore just trying to sugarcoat it to you, and you know the truth. You know how you've been feeling. You know what's been going on. You sense it. You wake up in the morning. You go to sleep. You dream about it. You wake up. You know darn well there is higher force at work, and it ain't. And I'm saying there are some good ones and bad ones, but them bad ones ain't joking. They want your soul. And we have been cast as the subject of a cosmic experiment, people. The pawns in a divine war. They said it from the beginning. They were warring. We are the casual or casualties of war or what they've been doing, but we got the gene. We got the God gene, or what we want to call them gods, but they wasn't. They was just here first. They smart, whatever. There is a God. We know that. We know that's the Most High. We know that exists, but they wasn't, but we call them gods because they created us. That's why when you make a baby and the first time he started talking, he called you mama. And if you wanted to be called God, you would tell him, call me God. Try that. Anybody have a newborn baby that's going to be born any day soon? When he come out, just do an experiment for the first year. Tell a baby you're God and watch the baby call you God and don't know no difference. Now, if that baby say you're not God, is a reincarnated spirit telling you the truth. You better believe it. But I guarantee you can do it. The baby will call you God because he know no better, just like we didn't know. The genetically programmed flock of alien shepherd, right? We see ourselves as engineered, the watch, the enslaved. That's why they have the watchers. But what if this feeling of powerlessness is the final illusion? The last layer of the simulation that David Icke and the rest of them talks about. We know that. They talk about it. See, if you go think about Joseph Campbell, he taught us that the hero and the one that steps out the ordinary world to answer the call. I'm being a hero. Answer the call. But then there's also some shadow sides of this. And I can't tell you if I've never operated in it. I'm sure I have. I know I probably have. I'm sure. We all have. But the hero is never the one who waits to be rescued. There are the ones who venture into the darkness to retrieve the treasure. And this is what I was taught. You got to go to the dark areas and you got to get it. And if you want to be a hero now, trust me, you're not going to be disappointed. You're going to be like, okay, I get it. It's simple. It's fine. It's right there in your face. Or don't. I don't care. Don't. I'm just telling you, I don't care. You don't want to do it? That's fine. Everybody ain't got to go. Everybody can stay. They need people to stay here over and over and over. You want to stay here? That's fine. You want to then not teach the next generation of yours, your little me, mini me's and side me's and two me's and whatever. You want to keep that? That's fine. Because they're designing it that way. They want us to walk around like it ain't nothing or whatever. But I guarantee you the next time your 4-year-old or 2-year-old says something to you and you think they're being nuts, that's because they haven't been exposed yet. You better listen to them. You better listen to them. That new soul know what they talking about. Before they get the whip put on them by us, then that new soul pops up and start telling you some stuff. You be like, yeah, you ain't my mama. You be like, you know I'm your mama. I made you. That baby wasn't lying. It knew. It knew. You better say, well, where your mama at? Well, do I need to find her? You better start asking for some advice. This story is not our prison, though, y'all. It's our adventure. I just want you to know it's an adventure that we are on and everything else. And again, you have been shown the symbols. I've talked about it. You have been told the stories. You now stand at the same crossroad as every seeker who has become before. All right. The path forward is not the choice between the aliens and the archetype. The path forward is to choose what you do with the knowledge that you are more than you have been told. Okay, I just want you to know that. The real secret is not a hidden bloodline. It's the untapped potential of your own consciousness. And this is where we're heading. We're there now. The symbolism, we're there now. I grant you and welcome you to Roderick Martin, the Symbolizer. I welcome you to Truth versus Authority, Knowledge Beyond Reality events. I welcome you to the new books that's coming out, the new TV series, all the things that are happening. I welcome you to it because the real war is not against the reptilian overlords. It's against the ignorance and the fear that keep you from claiming your own sovereignty. That's the deal. Disobey, okay? The serpent is not coming back. It's been here all along. It's called in your DNA. It's whispering in your freaking dreams. I know you know it now. It's the raw, creative, untamed power of the universe that sleeps within you. And you have been taught to fear it, to reveal, to revere it and stuff, and to see it as the enemy. And that's what I started this journey. When I started going down this reptilian thing, I'm looking for the enemy. And then I start finding that, whoa, there is an enemy. And that enemy don't want us to know the truth to that origin of that DNA splice that's in us. And that's where the knowledge is. That's where it is. I'm sorry to be the one, if you're hearing this for the first time, but you go look it up. You can go look it up. And let me know if y'all with me. I know I'm here by myself. I'm just looking to the camera. I'm just looking to visualize because the creative mind that I have, that I'm smiling or somebody's nodding their head like, you go, boy. But you can say it in the chat, and you can do that. But it's our oldest and most powerful ally, people. That cold, still, quiet thing at the base of your spine, that kundalini they want you to activate, is not a chain. It's the freaking key. It's the key. That's what I want you to know. It's the key. They don't want us to know that, but it's the key. And the only question left is, what door will you choose to open that bad boy? What door you want to open? You want to close it, leave it closed? You don't want to invest in none of this stuff? Don't do it. I guarantee it ain't going to change no time soon because they are perfection at what they're doing. They perfect what they're doing. They've been doing it for eons. So that voice inside that's whispering your self-doubt and block the potential isn't you. It's the reptilian forces jamming your solar plexus. They're jamming your solar plexus. You see it? I got it right there. That reptilian right there behind it is jamming, but you need to put the shield around you. They're jamming your solar plexus with cultural inversions and toxins to keep your power dimmed and harvested. It's everywhere. It's in the banking. It's in the foods. They have an all-around plan. And this sovereignty toolkit that I got for you exposes their agenda and everyday influences, affirming your deepest hunches, people, and awaken your core with transformative steps to unleash unstoppable force that you've always known was there. You always known it. You know it was there. You feel it. And again, it's one of those things. Because these people, as I come to a close, the whisper of those spiritual entities attaching to your aura, draining your essence in silent possessions. And you better rest assured that this shadow work that I'm talking about is going to help you do that. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. I really do. I love you. I had to, start coming here and only on Mondays to do it. And I'll be on Forbidden Knowledge tomorrow. If you went to my website, Truth versus Authority, and looked at events, we have a free one on the 25th, and then the rest are paid. We have speakers 7, 8, 10 coming in every month. Come and get it. If you're in Dallas, shame on you, in the whole system, because they're going to make you feel like you don't need the information. They're going to feel like you already know something. And if you're the person who think you know everything already, they got you. Because the more you know, the more you figure out what you don't know. I don't care how deep a lot of us go. We go deeper to find out we don't know. And if anybody's sitting around telling you they know everything, run and save yourself. There's a few people out there, and they're way at the top of some places and top of places that we ain't getting there to. They know. And they know because it's in their bloodline. They know because they can shapeshift to it. They know that they control religion. They know that they can teach our children the school systems that they want us to learn and teach, to become, units of, people that are destruction and buyers and whatever. They know they put it in the foods. They know they can keep our chakras. They know they can create products and services and things that taps into your archetypal stuff. And then when people like myself come and be like, oh, yeah, whatever, that's fine. And there's a lot of people out there like me. Some of you are the next truth speakers. Stop being a truth seeker and come on and get in the game and become a group speaker. I'll give you a platform if you got something to say. If you don't mind a little ridicule, you don't mind somebody talking about you like they talk about me. If you can take it, then I'll give you an opportunity to say what you got to say. As long as you saying some stuff that if somebody need to go bag it up, they'll go look it up. As long as you ain't just talking in the cosmos that you're the alien that's coming and telling us, you better give us some more details. Hit us with that, thing. But anyway, we got some love yous there. Now, for the people who's going to see this later, it's not about me now, but I need you to type "I love you all" in the chat before we go. So anybody who reads it, know that you are loved, because if you haven't been told you're loved today, this weekend, or last few days, you deserve it. I deserve it. We all deserve it. So I'll tell you I love you. And if you're a hater and you've been here hating on me, I still love you. I ain't got to meet you. And if you hating on me every week, you're a fan. You're just critical. That's okay. Criticism, could make things work. But I need y'all to say I love you all. There we go. I love you all. That's what I'm talking about. So that the other people see it, that you are loved. Read it. If you ain't been told that you've been loved, look at the chat right now. Look at the love. This is what we do here. This is what we do. I love you all. And so you are loved. You are loved. No matter what, you are loved, because you deserve to be loved. You came in here, at least somebody thought they made love to bring you here, right? I hope they made love to bring you here. You are loved. You made of love. If they just to bring you here, then I get it. You can still get you some love, become love. But hopefully you were brought here through somebody making love. And that's how you are made of love. I know, right? I know, right? I love y'all too. But anyway, put you love, all that stuff. I see it in there. All right, so it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. And like I said, go to my website, truthversusauthority.com. Get this support. And it's going to be all three together. Give me about 7 days. These are my samples that came today, so I approved them, and they'll be shipped here from the printer in a few days, and then I'll ship them all out. And then, like I said, no matter what size you wear, you will get, if it should be a place you can put that, but I know every order if you go to the website, you have to write down your phone number. And so I will call and get the size of the shirt that you want. And it comes up to 5X, and it's the truth. This is the truth. I just want you to know. It's the truth, and that's how we roll. With that being said, once again, there's a text system in the chat. You can get on our Dallas list of our meetups, but now just go to the website, look up events. There's no longer meetups. That was too passive. We're now, and so if nobody want to come, they don't need to come. But if those of you come. All right. So y'all give the White a blessing. He just got his set, and you won't be disappointed. And I will, if you're in the chat, the White, let me know size shirt. Let me know your size shirt. And thank you for doing what you're doing and believing in me, and I believe in you and all of that, and believe what the truth is. And like I said, I'll see some of you at the event. I would encourage any of you in Dallas to come to the 25th one, because there is going to be a special in place for you to attend a lot of the other ones. But if you don't show, you're going to miss it. I ain't doing nothing there. If you ain't loyal, there's no need for me to show that loyal. But if you show up, you just get an opportunity to learn, because a lot of you have been coming all the time, and I want to make sure that you are loved on. And I'm going to show some love, but you got to come and get it. If you miss it, then problem. You got work, tell them you got to see Roderick that day. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, family reunion, tell them you got to see Roderick. I'm family. If whatever it is, you need to come see me that day. If you don't come and see me that day, that's fine. It's up to you. But I got some when you come and see me. All right. So with that being said, I don't see the shirts up, but I'll call them on the order. And again, thank you. Go to the website, go look at the events, Doc B. But Brother Joseph is here on the 20th. You got to come and see my boy. And like I said, we'll be all on his channels. We'll be talking on Forbidden Knowledge tomorrow. We don't have a limited space. The meeting, the private dinner, and now there's 9 tickets left. Somebody just bought one, and that's it. So if you want to meet some of these people personally and sit right there and ask some questions, dinner and laugh, get to know, and maybe exchange some phone numbers. Some of you may want to have some questions. Some of them may just develop a relationship. You now got somebody in your pocket you can talk. Maybe. But that's access, people. That's what it is. And I'm so blessed to have done enough right things to meet some of the greatest people in the world. And now it's time to flex it, show it, learn from it, and give you access to. And we're going to do some things great. With that being said, love each and every one of you. I can't overly stress that a bunch of times tonight. And I will see you all. Good night. Nursing the Paranormal. Hope everything is going good with you. I missed you. All those good things. But anyway, regardless, I know your life is good. The rest of y'all, that's my friend, y'all. And so, but anyway, I know the rest of you, do your thing, do what you're doing, be who you are. Make sure we do what we do. Because like I said, nothing will be as it was ever again. Good night, y'all. I'm out. See y'all tomorrow on Forbidden Knowledge Live. Right? See you tomorrow.
UFOs.
UAPs.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Who are they? Where are they from? And what is their intent?
All questions that immediately come to mind with the mention of UFOs.
A Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021. Many of them are explained as being drones, birds, or weather events, but about half of them remain unexplained.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the SA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This video taken by the Navy showing what he describes as pyramid-shaped UFOs flying over the USS Russell off the San Diego coast in July of 2019. The Pentagon has since confirmed that the video is authentic.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week. Our correspondents in Los Angeles and Chicago have been in contact with Army officials endeavoring to obtain all possible late information. Joe Wilson reports to us now from Chicago. The Army may be getting to the bottom of all this talk about the so-called flying saucers. As a matter of fact, the 509th Atomic Bomb Group headquarters at Roswell, New Mexico, reports that it has received one of the discs which landed on a ranch outside Roswell. The disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico, and the rancher turned it over to the Air Force. Rancher W.W. Brazil is the man who discovered the saucer.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
More people are coming forward with their own sightings.
Videos recorded by U.S. Navy personnel have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs.
Right at that moment, I saw what looked like 5 lights flying in formation in kind of an inverted check mark.
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin. We don't know what these UAP are.
The mysterious flying objects are still a mystery. NASA will continue investigating them and has appointed a director of UAP research.
Technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.
Look at the fly!